Hello, my name is Karen, and the Pelican Bridge is a life and health coaching program designed for those going through difficult life transitions. And let me tell you, I've been through them all, and I'm sure there are many more to come for me. That's because none of us can escape the human experience without change. Life is constantly and consistently offering us new experiences, both good and bad. A transition is the space between an ending and a new beginning. And depending on the type of transition you're experiencing, that space of time can take a while before you reach your next chapter. The type of life transitions that I'm an expert in include the loss of a loved one, the loss of a relationship, the loss of a job or shift in career, or loss of healthy habits. These are the most challenging and difficult life transitions any of us can experience, whether it's profound grief, divorce, estrangement, or feeling displaced. We are all affected differently depending on what we are being challenged with at the time. So it could be deep sadness or anger or frustration or confusion, even numbness. And we don't always find the support that we need or the resources that can help us before we can start to feel better. Even the best of friends probably have a difficult time knowing how to best help us. Let me explain why I'm an expert in difficult life transitions. I lost my son, Preston, when he was 31 years old, and he had struggled with addiction his entire adult life. Even though at the time I had lost other close family members and friends, all very difficult times for me. Losing a child brought me to my knees. I've never felt such profound grief, and nothing I did could provide me relief. Then I decided to pursue a certification in life and health coaching because it had always been of interest to me. But because I couldn't find any other way of relief, I thought I might as well try it out. In the first part of the certification program, the lessons we learned were specific to how we could help ourselves, first for you and then for others. That helped me heal. Then I decided I wanted to help others going through what I had been experiencing. When going through a difficult life transition, we may hesitate to move forward because we are unsure what the future can hold for us. You begin to wonder if life will feel better or easier ever again. You're exhausted from trying to stay strong and hold it all together. But deep down, you need the support to heal and regain your footing. Even though you may be ready for your next chapter, you don't know where to start or what it would even look like. Maybe you've tried other methods of personal growth or self-help, but nothing seems to be getting you unstuck or giving you any kind of clarity. I've had to endure many different types of life transitions over time. I've been told multiple times by several people that I should write a book because I've experienced so much loss in my life. My parents divorced when I was young. I remember praying every night that they would get back together. They never did. They lost a relationship, but so did I. I had to learn how to move from a core family I knew to a very different way of life. I lost my older sister when we were teenagers. She was killed in a car accident running an errand for my 16th birthday. She was 17 years old, entering into her senior year of high school, and I've never stopped missing her. I've been through a divorce after a long marriage of almost 23 years. Upon leaving that relationship, I was unsure and wondering what the next chapter was going to look like for me. I lost my stepsister to cancer when she was in her early 40s. She was a vibrant personality, and her energy could fill a room. The world shifted without her in it. Losing her left a pretty huge hole. I lost both of my parents. My dad unexpectedly after he suffered an infection after knee surgery, and my mother died after suffering with a long battle with congestive heart failure. I lost my mother-in-law, one of the kindest, gentlest souls I've ever met. She died unexpectedly, and it was difficult to process her passing. Watching my husband and his sister grieve and come to grips with losing their mother was deeply sad for them and for me. I'm estranged from my oldest son. He's decided he doesn't want any family ties and he has no connection with even his own children. So grieving the loss of him is almost like grieving someone who has died, but he still lives. The hurt I feel for myself and his children is immense. I've changed jobs and started different businesses in the same industry for the past 40 plus years. Little transitions over time, but then most recently, I was removed from a business partnership because of the actions of someone else. I suffered the consequences from that, even though I had no control of what occurred, and I did nothing wrong. I'm learning to balance my health habits, to try to remain as vital as I can as I age. I have a family history of heart disease and diabetes, so I'm cognizant of the importance of balancing my health habits. Some difficult life transitions take longer than others. Some are much more difficult than others. It takes a lot of your attention and energy because you have been literally knocked off your center. Everyone is just going about their business while we feel stuck. I remember when Preston died, it felt like the whole world kept spinning and I just wanted to step off. I wanted to tell people that life wasn't the same. I wanted to say his name and make sure he was not forgotten. I couldn't focus on my work or my marriage, and I didn't feel comfortable living life in a joyful way. Suffering profound grief is definitely the most difficult of all life transitions. But different transitions hit differently, and having the right tools and support can definitely make all the difference. When I lost my career of 40 plus years, it definitely felt like the ground had been taken out from under me. However, I was able to recover more quickly than I had with any of my other life transitions, even though I felt abandoned by people I had previously worked with. And I definitely felt sad and confused. I had the tools to move through that life transition much more effectively. Regardless, every type of ending must be properly processed, and any type of new beginning takes time, attention, and even intention. So let's talk about the different challenges or pitfalls we experience when traversing a difficult life transition. The first pitfall is pretending you're okay when you're really not. Many times we've been conditioned to keep everyone else comfortable. We don't want our life situation to affect others in a negative way. We don't want to burden them. Others can be well-intentioned, but if they have not walked in our shoes with our specific circumstances, they can't know how it feels. We can get the advice to stay strong and it's time to move on. But because we've been taught that all of our lives, stay positive, stay strong. This isn't helpful because all that does is make you feel even more isolated and alone in your feelings. However, if we stuff our feelings, this only compounds the problem. I know a close family friend who lost her husband, and she kept a stiff upper lip and made sure she remained strong because there was so much to do and she had so much responsibility. However, she lost weight, even when she didn't have the weight to lose, and she felt nauseated with no appetite. Therefore, her energy was completely zapped. But not only does your physical self begin to suffer, but your mental health can be chipped away at as well. Many times you just keep your situation and emotions to yourself. You may begin to try to numb or push the pain away so as not to affect anyone else. But all that does is make you feel sadder or more frustrated. I read a quote the other day. People start to heal the moment they feel heard. That can't happen if we pretend to be okay when we're not. The second challenge or pitfall is waiting for the right time or motivation to take action. We are told that healing from a difficult life transition takes time and not to rush it. And that's true. But what's not productive is staying stagnant. Healing actually happens when you take small steps forward, even when it's hard. I do like to process my emotions before taking any action. That is one of the building blocks of recovery that we will talk about in the Pelican Bridge coaching program. But processing your emotion does not mean remaining where you are and waiting for a feeling to come over you, waiting for joy, waiting for happiness, waiting for the sadness or frustration to lift. If If you have no motivation to move through a transition in a healthy way, you just to begin to feel more anxious, more stuck. You can't imagine that you could ever get excited about what's next in your life, so you just stay put emotionally. We've been taught that we need to feel 100% ready before we make any changes. But the truth is, healing begins the moment you decide to act, even if it's in small, manageable ways. The program is more than just about learning to cope. Think about walking across a bridge used to cross a pond. First, you start on the ground, and first you start on the ground before you even step up onto the bridge. But at some point, you step up onto that bridge and you begin to move forward. Then you get over the water in the middle of the bridge, and eventually you arrive to the other side of the bridge. There is an effective way to start your recovery, but with small, achievable steps. In coaching with me, I blend emotional healing with personalized tools and exercises to help you start that forward momentum. I provide a safe place so you can feel heard, validated, and supported. With my coaching program, you will regain your balance. You will start to have more energy and you will find your footing. You will have the power to decide what comes next for you. If any of this resonates with you, if you are connecting with what I've been talking about, if you are ready to traverse the space of transition you find yourself in, let's talk. You don't have to stay stuck. You are not alone. Let's cross that proverbial bridge together. Let's start to move toward your next chapter. There is one more common challenge or pitfall that people experience when they are moving through life transitions. If you are intrigued and want to know more about how to cross that bridge to your new beginning, join me in video number 2. I will dive into that third pitfall and describe the Pelican Bridge programs in more detail. Imagine waking up with clarity, feeling empowered and hopeful. You'll start each day knowing that while difficult life transitions are hard, you have discovered the tools to keep moving forward. So let's get started. Apply to the Pelican Bridge program, or if you want to talk it through, just book a call with me and I'll answer your questions as much as I can. I'm here for you.